Well, I don't want to say I called it, but I called it. I knew our Champions League season was over from after that Dinamo Zagreb game, and tonight versus Feyenoord definitely left a very sour taste in all of our mouths. We saw a fantastic four play in this game, and in the first half, I thought they played particularly well, in my opinion. Liao, who was a standout for me, looked like he was on it in that first half, causing trouble to Feyenoord's defense. João Felix was doing his thing, controlling in those half spaces and linking up play quite nicely with all the players. Little shout out to Reinders. I thought he was doing some great things. And Santi Jimenez scores once again for Milan to gain the lead in this match, but to tie it up on aggregate. And I think if we want to see the Fantastic Four going forward, we should play in this exact formation with this lineup. I think this was the formula to kind of get the best out of these guys. We kept Feyenoord quiet, didn't really risk much out the bat. And I think that we were very balanced in all things going forward, which shout out to Musa. I thought Musa was doing his thing, and I think he was a lot better in this role. And we actually got to see him in a role that he prefers in this one. So shout out to Musa. I thought he did well. But then the second half rolls around, and let's just get it out of the way. Theo Hernandez, second yellow card. What a shame. In a must-win game, Theo Hernandez puts his team in a really awful position where we were still trailing in this game on aggregate, and I was really let down by Theo Hernandez in this moment. And this whole season has just been so underwhelming for Theo, and we all know it. And maybe he had that one game that we can look to and say that that is a Theo performance that we need to see on a constant level. And that was a Supercopa final against Inter. And he's been through a lot this season with the whole Fonseca situation. But for me, that's no longer an excuse because he has always had the support of the fans. And Conceição has always backed Theo. And even after the game, Conceição was saying that like he'll take the blame for this match, not Theo Hernandez, which shows exactly the man that Conceição is to his players, which is great because I can't remember a moment where Pioli took blame for a loss, and certainly Fonseca never took blame for a loss. He would just always throw players under the bus. So I think there are certain players that are able to take this much heat and this much criticism, and Theo just is not that type of player. He's just a little too sensitive and too emotional of a player to take those types of comments. And I don't like that about Theo per se, because I think that he should be a little bit more professional than that. But in a statement that he made online, he apologized for the actions that he did. And he could have apologized or he could have not apologized. I could care less. The only thing that I care about for Theo Hernandez going forward is how he reacts in these next couple big games that will really define our season. Now, reports are saying that he is for sure on the outs this summer and he could potentially be sold, which I don't particularly disagree with, but I think it depends on if Theo has a strong end to the season and is a catalyst in these next couple matches. And of course, if he wins back the fan base, then I think he will get that contract extension. But I think that the players want Theo to stay. I think Conceição wants Theo to stay. And I want Theo to stay because he can be one of the best left backs in the world on his day. And there's a reason why Maldini signed him. I still see loads of value in Theo Hernandez, but I only want him to stay at Milan if he wants to stay at Milan. And most importantly, if he shows us that he wants to stay. And if Theo doesn't want to, bid him a farewell. Thank you for all the great moments and the beautiful memories that you've brought us, and good luck on your next journey. But if he chooses to stay, then prove us why he should still be in this team, because fans are losing their patience. After one bad season, I'm not willing to move on from Theo Hernandez, to be completely honest. And personally, I want Theo to stay. I'm willing to put this game behind us, even though it's a very tough pill to swallow. We can't do anything about the result. The game's a game. The game is over, and that's football. All we can do now is look at these next couple fixtures in Serie A and hope that this lights a fire under Theo's ass and has the support of Conceição and has the support of his teammates, because I could give a damn what these men on Twitter say if they want him out or not, because then that begs the question, what about Mike Maignan? He lost us that game in Rotterdam versus Feyenoord. Do fans want him out then? Liao missed a one-on-one opportunity to equalize in that game. Should Liao be sent out? I'll leave it up for the comments to decide on that, but just prepare in the event that if Theo Hernandez does end up leaving in the summer, that he will have those brilliant moments on another team that we've seen him do for us many times. So going back into the game, obviously after that red card, the momentum shifted drastically and Feyenoord got back into the game and Musa shifted to left back and we couldn't really do anything, to be completely honest, going forward. And I think the morale of the team was just so low and the confidence was shot. From that moment going forward, we really couldn't do much. And eventually Feyenoord scored. And the rest is history. Milan didn't really have a chance, to be completely honest, in that second half after that red card being shown so early in the second half. And I mean, I'm not justifying it at all. I definitely think it was a second yellow. Theo dived clearly, and we got eliminated with an injury-filled Feyenoord team. So this season's Champions League was 100% a bust. We had a chance to qualify straight through into the next round if we beat Dinamo Zagreb, but we fumbled it. And I'm not going to lie, having a preconceived idea of Milan's Champions League season being over kind of made this loss sting a little bit less, but I definitely do think that this could be a good thing for us. I could give a shit about the money loss, to be completely honest. That's more of a problem for Redbird to figure out, but for me, I look at it as now we can focus on Serie A and Conceição has more time to prepare for matches and really adapt his style of play and his philosophy in this team. With more time for training, obviously, and more rest, I'm hoping that we can see better results for certain players, specifically for Pulisic, who really hasn't, I think, 100% recovered from his injury. And of course, other players to rotate, like a Bondo in the midfield. That's still one player that I really want to see, to kind of see where his level is at. We've got a lot to play for in our next couple matches in Serie A, like I've mentioned earlier. And in the last video, we have Torino away this weekend, followed by a Bologna away game, which is that game in hand that we've been putting off. Then right after that, we have Lazio at home, our first home game in the San Siro since losing that Champions League game. So hopefully we can win back the fans and string up a couple of positive results in these next games. I hate to break it to you guys, but I definitely can see all these games being draws. But I think best case scenario, if we can have 2 wins and a draw, preferably beating Lazio and Bologna and then tying to Torino, I think that would be probably best case scenario. And of course, I want to win all these matches, but I think this game versus Torino will tell us a lot about where the squad is mentally and physically after a very demanding game versus Feyenoord. So I think that us fans going into this game just got to hope for the best, to be completely honest. And Torino for me is no pushover team. Neither is Bologna for that matter, as well as Lazio, a respectable opponent that's given us trouble this season alone. So these next couple games are going to be massive for that top 4 race, being only 5 points behind a 4th place Juventus and being unbeaten in our last 4 games in Serie A. So maybe we can kind of ride that momentum going into these last couple games. So let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys think about this whole Theo Hernandez red card situation? What do you guys think about the game itself versus Feyenoord? What do you guys think about these next couple fixtures in the Serie A to really define our season in Serie A? Guys, this has been Vincenzo from Home of Milan, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao ragazzi.